Hello friends, Ace BOTANY next episode. In this episode, we'll be discussing NCERT quick reference, Cell, the Unit of Life, part 6, of which we'll be discussing mitochondria, plastids, ribosomes, and cytoskeletons. So for convenience, I wrote some statements there itself to save time. Others, we will be filling the gaps while we discussing the class. Again, for convenience, I will share the screen so it will be easy for you. I think a screen came, so we can proceed. Quick reference, Cell, the Unit of Life, part 6, 8.5.4, 8.5.5, 5.6, 5.7. Mitochondria, plastid, ribosome, cytoskeleton. And all references based on NCERT Reprinted edition March 2024. I will be starting with the mitochondria. So when we start to discuss mitochondria, it is supposed to be the powerhouse of the cell. Powerhouse of the cell, mitochondria. And to observe clearly, it is stained with a stain called, staining is done with Janus green. And when we stain it, we can get a clear vision. We'll be getting a clear vision under microscope. So stain is Janus green. And regarding their number highly variable or varies based on the need of energy for the cell, based on the need for the energy of the cell. So number varies. Size and shape also variable. And typically what NCERT says, it is sausage shape or cylindrical. And values connecting the measurement diameter 0.2 to 1 μm. Average what NCERT given 0.5 μm. And length is 1 to 4 μm. That is NCERT value. And it has got two membranes. One is outer, other is inner. So automatically two compartments will be available. Outer compartment and inner compartment. And inner compartment that forms what is called matrix. Inner one. And it is dense, homogeneous substance. Outer compartment, the diagram you can find here. The outer compartment is gap between two membranes. That is otherwise called intermembrane space. Outer membrane forms continuous limiting boundary of the organelle. Continuous limiting boundary of the organelle. I think up to that it is clear. Now we can proceed to second page. Inner membrane. Inner membrane that forms a structure called cristae. Cristae, many infoldings to matrix. Cristae means many infoldings to matrix. That is cristae. And purpose is to increase surface area. So more action can be done. And two membranes have their own enzymes. And mitochondria is supposed to be the site of respiration, specifically aerobic. In ATP form, which form energy is prepared or stored? ATP form, energy is produced. And that is why mitochondria is called powerhouse of the cell. And in matrix, next is important again, DNA is seen. It's exceptional. So single circular DNA molecule. And we can also find some RNA molecule, 70S ribosome, etc. And how mitochondria divide? It is dividing by fission, direct NCERT. That is regarding mitochondria. I told you it's NCERT quick reference, so to save time, some statement I already written there. So with the minimum time, you can read it, you can study it. For that purpose only it is. Detailed note I already shared and discussed in YouTube. Now plastid, second one. Normally it is seen in green plants. Plastids also seen in euglenoids. So normally in green plants we can see plastids. Plastids also seen in euglenoids. And based on pigment types, 3 types are available. Important. One is chloroplast. Other is chromoplast. And third is amyloplast. So chloro, chromo, amyloplast and chloroplast. When we say chloroplast, it is chlorophyll and carotenoid pigments. Traps light energy. Purpose is trapping light energy for photosynthesis, chloroplast. And when we say chromoplast, it is carotenoids, xanthophylls, carotene. Others are also present. Due to it, part of the plant will get yellow or orange or red color. That is chromo. Chromo means colored. And last plastid is leucoplast. It is colorless. Varies in shape, size, stored nutrients. Important. That is leucoplast. Now we can proceed to next page. And when we come to that part, again, it has got amyloplast, store starch, carbohydrate, potato, etc. We can find it. Then elioplast. Elioplast means stored fats and oil. And third is allero. Allero means proteins, so stored proteins. Important. This is typical NCERT diagram. Important for labeling, theory question, entrance question. Now, main location, where we can find chloroplast. It is seen in mesophyll cells. Mainly seen in mesophyll cells of green plants. Different shapes will be there for chloroplast. That is why it is called chloroplast polymorphism. Polymorphism. Like cup shape, ribbon shape, star shape, network, girdle shape, likewise. And length and width, what NCERT says, 5 to 10 μm and 2 to 4 μm, and number 1 per cell. Example is Chlamydomonas. It can increase up to 20 to 40 in mesophyll cells. Now, structure. So, present here also presence of double membrane. Double membrane, we can find a structure. And inner membrane is less permeable, important. Now, what is stroma? Stroma means space limited by the inner membrane. Space limited by the inner membrane of the chloroplast. Now, what is thylakoid? Diagram, it is clear. Thylakoid means it is the number of organized flattened, see, membranous sacs in stroma. That is called thylakoids. Next is grana. So, each one important. Grana. Thylakoids are arranged in stacks like piles of coins, and singular is granum. Stroma lamellae, flat membranous tubules, connects thylakoid of different grana. This is different grana to save time. Lumen, membrane of the thylakoid encloses a space called lumen. So important for theory entrance exam. Now we can continue chloroplast. Now enzymes. Enzymes for carbohydrate and protein synthesis, that is present. And in the stroma of the chloroplast normally occurs. DNA will be small, double-stranded, circular. DNA, next word, molecule. Previous case, what we discussed, molecule. Here it is molecules. That is DNA. Ribosome present, it is 70S. Chlorophyll pigment normally seen in thylakoids. All NCERT. That is why I told you it is quick reference. Thylakoids. That is regarding chloroplast. Now comes ribosome. 8.5.6. The scientist is George Palade, 1953. NCERT. It is granular structure. Granular. First observed under electron microscope as dense particles. And remember, membrane absent. Membrane absent means amembranous. We have three structures with no membrane. One is ribosome. And main components are RNA and protein. Ribosomes are very, very small structure. One of the smallest. And eukaryotic ribosome, it is 80S. Component 60S plus 40S. Diagram you can observe there. Prokaryotic ribosome, 70S. That is 50S and 30S. And what that S stands for? S stands for Swedberg's unit. That is equivalent to sedimentation coefficient. Main functions connected with the protein synthesis factory of proteins. Now comes the last structure in this discussion, cytoskeleton, 8.5.7. So what is meant by cytoskeleton? So from the term itself, we can get skeletal structure, giving a support. So it is a network. It is chemically proteinaceous. It is normally filamentous. It is elaborate in nature. And three main components or parts are microtubules, microfilaments, intermediate filaments. And where it occurs, it is seen in cytoplasm, important. And what are the functions? It gives mechanical support, 1. Then shape of the cell, 2. And maintenance of the nature, cell nature, that is shape. and motility, etc. Still few more are there, but that is not directly mentioned in NCERT. This is NCERT quick reference. That is why some statement I written there. So already that we can, by which we can save time. Detail note already given there. Then short question I'm daily putting 2 and subscribe ACE BOTANY. You'll be getting all this. If you like this episode, subscribe or like it, share it, comment on it. We can continue this cell as the basic unit of life as quick reference. So for time being, we can wind up. Thank you. Take care. Bye.